Rachel was walking her dog when her phone buzzed. "Suspicious activity on your account." She called the number. 22 minutes later, a stranger was watching her type her password on a video call she believed was her own bank. She never saw his real face. She didn't need to. By the time she hung up, $11,000 was already gone. This isn't rare. Apple just warned every iPhone user in the country about it. This is exactly how it works, and exactly how close you probably already came to it. Rachel was 34, worked in logistics, and considered herself reasonably careful. She'd heard of phishing texts, she knew not to click random links, and she genuinely believed she'd recognize a scam if she saw one. That Tuesday morning, it was 3 blocks into her regular walk around the neighborhood park when her phone buzzed. A text formatted exactly like the ones her real bank sent for fraud alerts. "We've detected unusual activity on your account ending in 4471. If this wasn't you, call us immediately at the number below." She sat down on a bench beneath a row of oak trees, opened her banking app briefly out of habit. Nothing looked obviously wrong there, and called the number in the text anyway, just to be safe. The call connected almost instantly. A calm, professional voice answered, introduced himself by name and employee ID number, and explained that her account had flagged a suspicious $600 transaction out of state. He asked her to confirm a few basic details: her name, the last 4 digits of her card, nothing that felt unusual yet. Then he said something that should have been the first red flag, though it didn't feel like one in the moment. For security purposes, he needed to switch the call to FaceTime so he could visually verify her identity and walk her through securing her account. She agreed. Why wouldn't she? It felt more official, not less. A real person, a real face, on a call from her actual bank. The man who appeared on her screen was dressed in a shirt and tie, sitting in front of a blurred background that looked exactly like a corporate office. He spoke calmly, professionally, using real banking terminology, referencing her account activity with enough specific detail that it never occurred to her, even once, to hang up and call the number on the back of her card instead. He explained that to reverse the fraudulent charge, he'd need to walk her through logging into her account while he stayed on the line, sharing her screen so he could see exactly what she was seeing, and guide her safely through the process. Rachel shared her screen. Over the next several minutes, she typed her username, her password, and, when prompted because the system flagged additional verification as required, the one-time security code that had just been texted to her phone. The man on the call watched every keystroke in real time, thanked her calmly for her patience, and told her the reversal would process within the hour. The call ended. Rachel went back to finishing her walk, mildly annoyed at the inconvenience, but relieved it was handled. It never occurred to her that a real bank has never once, in the history of banking, needed to watch a customer log into their own account. The only person who has ever needed to see that screen in real time is the one person planning to use exactly what appears on it. By the time she got home and checked her account that afternoon, 4 separate transfers had already gone out, totaling just over $11,000. The one-time code she'd read aloud hadn't been for a fraud reversal at all. It had authorized a new device to access her account, giving the scammer everything he needed to move money freely, using the very verification system designed to protect her. Here's what Rachel didn't know, and what almost nobody targeted by this exact scam knows going in. FaceTime itself was never compromised. Apple has been explicit about this in their own warnings. The platform isn't hacked. It isn't unsafe to use. What scammers have figured out is something much simpler and, in some ways, more unsettling. People trust a video call in a way they don't trust a text or an email purely because it feels more personal, more human, more real. A calm, well-dressed stranger with a real name and a professional background reads as legitimate specifically because seeing a face short-circuits the skepticism a plain phone call might have triggered. This exact pattern, a suspicious activity, text, a callback number, an escalation to FaceTime, a screen share request, has become one of the fastest-growing fraud techniques reported to the FTC this year. Business impersonation scams, the category this falls under, accounted for nearly $1 billion in reported losses in a single recent year, with fake bank employees responsible for the largest share of that number. Imposter scams overall have now been the single most reported scam category to the FTC for 9 consecutive years, and total reported fraud losses across the country recently hit a record high, up roughly 25% from the year before. International law enforcement has taken this seriously too. A recent coordinated operation targeting social engineering scams, the broader category FaceTime impersonation falls under, resulted in nearly 6,000 arrests and the seizure of hundreds of millions of dollars in criminal proceeds. Worldwide, a sign of just how large and organized these operations have become, Rachel spent the following 3 weeks in dispute proceedings with her bank because she had voluntarily shared her screen and read the verification code aloud herself. The bank's fraud department initially classified the transfers as authorized, meaning she wasn't automatically guaranteed a refund the way she would have been for a transaction she hadn't personally verified. She eventually recovered about half of what was taken after weeks of escalating the dispute and filing a formal report with the FTC. Here's what actually protects you, and it's simple enough that Apple, the FTC, and every major bank now say the exact same thing. A real bank will never call you and ask to switch to a video call to verify your identity. A real bank will never ask you to share your screen while you log into your own account, and a real bank will never need to see, hear, or receive a one-time verification code that was sent directly to you. That code exists specifically so that no one else ever needs to know it. If you receive a text about suspicious activity, don't call the number in the text at all. Open your banking app directly, or call the number printed on the back of your actual card. If a call ever escalates to video and asks you to share your screen, that request alone, regardless of how calm, professional, or convincing the person on the other end sounds, is the entire scam. Apple has even built a specific way to report these calls. If a suspicious FaceTime call comes in from someone claiming to be your bank, you can screenshot it directly from the call screen and send it to Apple's dedicated fraud reporting address, which feeds directly into the broader effort to track and shut these operations down. Rachel still uses FaceTime every day to call her actual family on her own terms, but she's the one who initiates it now. And if a call from her bank ever comes in wanting to switch to video, she already knows exactly what that request means before the call even connects. Your bank has never needed to watch you log into your own account. The only caller who ever will is the one currently robbing you.